So Aston Villa 0-0, nada. Arsenal 2. And there's been a robbery in Aston. There's been a massive robbery in Aston. They're looking for the perpetrator as we speak. And Super Duper Mick has rounded up his band of merry men and got them on the coach and got them out of there. And they've left the crime scene. Make sure you follow Kenny Ken 1972 on Insta. But Kenny, we got the result. But the one thing I'll say before I let you go, that was, listen, all their wages needs to be given to the goalkeeper and Trossard. Yeah, all them players, yeah, because I've seen a lot of people say Saliba had a great game. I don't think he had a great game at all. He was out of position so many times today, and a few blocks at the end and a bit of passions fooled everyone. Yeah, Gabriel was awful. Thomas Partey, the goal is going to mask how dead that performance was, and same with Declan Rice. Yeah, that guy, Ramsey, absolutely dog-walked the pair of them. I have not seen them two get rattled that much by a footballer ever. He was unreal, mate. Yeah, and as for our star boy, he's got out there with an assist. I thought he was shit today as well. Martinelli was disgusting, and I know you're going to vent, so go on, off you go.
Well, first foremost, I agree with everything you said. It was a game where both teams will be the first to admit they didn't deserve to win it. It was the first half was so negative. Both teams catching each other out, you know, afraid of each other's pace, afraid of each other's passing, and you know, you're right. The midfield, the man of the match, really should have been that Rodgers guy. He absolutely bodied our defenders. You know, got Martinelli, threw him like a rag doll. A couple of times he bodied Partey. Declan Rice he bodied Declan Rice, and I thought, you know what, if he just had like his shooting boots on, who knows, Villa could have got in front. But you think about it, Ollie Watkins is going to have some sleepless nights, man. You know, everyone's talking about him being one of the top strikers. Well, you know what happens when you're a striker? You didn't have much to do, mate. Those two chances, you couldn't have had two easier chances. You know, I don't know how he missed the first one. Second one, hats off to David Raya. And that's what I've been saying about David Raya. You know, a lot of people have been less than complimentary about him. They've never let go because of, you know, they're big fans of Aaron Ramsdale. You know, I like to see those fans who had a go at David Raya at Chelsea away last season when I was in the ground. I wonder if they're singing his name now.
It's funny, I just mentioned that on my fan cam as well. I said Ramsdale can go, I said you can all jog on with him. Yeah, and we're supposed to be the toxic and negative ones, but you're singing about Ramsdale when Raya's in our goal. Yeah, exactly. And then you're blaming him for goals against Luton, you're blaming him for goals against Chelsea, blaming him for goals against Tottenham. Yeah, what do you expect him to do? Yeah, you're all sitting there in the ground singing another goalkeeper's name who's sat on the bench. Yeah, what happens if he's here? Just back him. Yeah, like, do you know what I'm saying? It's mad.
It works both ways, but you know, thank God for him, because I think if they're handing out man of matches, they've got to give it to him. They have to give it to him.
Yeah, he was mate. That save was a joke, bro. That save was a joke. It wasn't even so much just the save, because it deflected off Gabriel, I think, and it looped up over him, and obviously that hit the bar. It was how quick he got back up.
Exactly. But you think about it, if it had not been for that save, I think the save of the match was actually Saka's most telling contribution, few and far between, which we've seen a lot last season, but the stats will mask, Saka's performances, especially his involvement in both the goals. The fact is that, I thought that was in when Saka put that shot.
What a save from Martinelli. Because that bobbled right in front of him as well. That could have just gone over his hand. Yeah, it was a great save.
He saw it late, but 0-0 was about right. In the second half, again, Aston Villa came out really well. I thought Rodgers actually, as I said before, bodied their midfield. But it's one of those things where I've tapped out of Martinelli. I tapped out of Martinelli as early as January this year, and I always look at our left hand side and I say, you know what, the weak link on our left hand side is Shevchenko and Martinelli. Martinelli is completely out of sorts. I'm not the only one saying it as well. There's quite a few people, especially a prominent goon, that says they run out of patience with Martinelli. Well, I don't know what the fuss is about Martinelli. People look at his performance against Chelsea 4 years ago, and you look at the pace. And that's about it. He hasn't developed his game. Yet Trossard scored a goal, brilliant, a fantastic goal. Wasn't particularly happy. angry that he's on the bench.
He's Arteta out, Kenny. He's Arteta out.
He's thinking, hang on, what more do I need to do to start? Well, I'm with you, mate. I think his participation in the game changed the match again.
First touch, but then what happened is sorry to cut you. Yeah, what happened is right, is this fan base online, or a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them will say, "Oh, it was an inspired substitution." Bro, what did Martinelli do to start the game? Yeah, what did he do last week to start the game? No wonder Trossard's looking like he's angry.
You know what it is that Martinelli's looked pretty sharp in his pre-season, and I think where I always say there's an equaliser between Martinelli and Trossard. You know, Trossard's got a better football brain. Trossard's got a better goal threat. Trossard's the better player. But if Trossard had the pace of Martinelli, the conversation's null and void. Martinelli, you know, not only does he start on the bench, he actually gets sold. I do think that if we do get a player in that position who can do what Trossard does, has Martinelli's pace, Martinelli's on the way out of this club. I don't care what anyone says. Our manager's been trying to replace Martinelli since January 2023. Whatever you say about Mudryk, about how it hasn't worked out for him in Chelsea, the fact is, if Mudryk chose Arsenal, or Dinesh chose Arsenal over Chelsea, Martinelli's on the bench. You don't pay 80. You don't plan to pay £80 million on a player for him to sit on the bench. He would basically work until he gets it right, and that's the thing. The manager's patience is going to be wearing thin for Martinelli. Martinelli's skating on thin ice, a bit like Thomas Partey at the moment. Like Thomas scored. They're skating on thin ice because with the acquisition of Marino, you know, Declan Rice, £105 million player's got to play. So Partey needs to
Partey at his age, coming to the end of his contract soon.
Exactly, and that's the thing. He needs to level it up, and the same with Martinelli. It is very concerning, these performances, because they're getting worse and worse. It doesn't even look like he had a goal threat. No. You know, he was
running the ball out of play for a goal kick every time he got the ball. Pathetic.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He got body. He was getting actually marked out of the game by a youngster.
Mate, that guy, yeah. I don't care, mate. We need to buy him. I don't care. I've never watched him play football before. Yeah, I didn't know he'd come through the Man City Academy. Yeah, and they sold him to Middlesbrough for £1 million. Middlesbrough sold him to Aston Villa for £9 million. That's the first time I've seen him play. Yeah, and I've seen enough. That guy, buy him now. Go and put 60 million on the table and go and buy him.
But he thinks he's struggling against Matty Cash, who hasn't got the pace. He's struggling against Matty Cash, and even last week he struggled again. I know, and that's a situation because you can't always play like this, you know. But the fact is, if you asked me before the start of the game, what would you have taken? Backs to wall performance and nicking a goal. So yeah, I'll take that, because we're going to have to negotiate ourselves through these next 8 fixtures, because they're really going to be hard. I'm talking really rock hard. I mean, our next 2 away games are Spurs away. Yes, we've had 2 beautiful wins there, but you never know what it is. Spurs, are out of traps. They won today 4-0, and then in Man City. But before we play those 2 games, we've got Brighton next week. We're going to have to significantly improve, because for somehow Brighton have won 2 games. I mean, I saw the game today of Brighton, and let's be honest, we've got to take your Man United prejudice away from your eyes. Take it away from your minds. Man United are a better team. Man United scored a worldie of a goal. Only somehow is the Langley couldn't get out of the way. Man United were a better side. They're actually for me dominating a lot.
That game should have been. I think that game should have been a draw, if I'm honest.
Well, yeah, dominated last parts of the game, but for somehow Brighton had 2 chances, 2 goals. That's what you do in football. But I expect us next week to beat them comfortably.
I think we will as well. I said that on my watch along. I think we'll batter Brighton.
Absolutely. I think if we take the shackles off and start playing the kind of football we were playing 2 years ago, absolutely batter teams. I think that's where my concern comes to the fore, is when I see us play last season. And yeah, we are difficult to beat. We are brilliant off the ball, but we're grinding out results. I like us to play the football we were playing 2 years ago, where we were really going at teams, playing with great attacking like I said, endeavour, going at teams, battering teams, because I do think that we're good enough to be strong defensively and play that offensive football. Because I do think that if we played that kind of football, I think that could see us through and might take us, that one step further.
But he ain't going to change. He ain't going to change, Kenny. He tells them. He tells them keep the ball. Don't play a risky pass.
I understand it. When I look at the way Man City are playing, they're playing risk. They're playing football without risks. Look what it's got them in the last 2 seasons. It's got them into a situation where they nicked the league of us twice because they played more positive football than us. And I think this is a great win. I'm really happy with it. But next week, I like to see us play with a bit more attacking endeavour. I would like for a start the team selection to be how do I say it? I'd like to see Trossard start instead of Martinelli. That's a no-brainer. I probably would like to see Calafiori play at left back as opposed to Zinchenko.
Timber was poor today. He was.
It's not, I don't think it was anything to do with Timber. I just think Timber, just the balance of the team, especially when we were in a sort of like
and it's no coincidence that that's Timber's first start. Yeah, for a long time.
Yeah,
right? And he's at left back, and then Gabriel Magalhaes went back to Bozo Gabriel Magalhaes.
And that's, I do think that the balance of defence is better when you have at left back. You do have, a left-footed player. The reason why I'm saying that is just that not just from I'm not saying it from an attacking point of view, but it's the way that when we are attacking, I don't mind, like our forwards, being inverted, but I don't like my full-backs being inverted. Because that's how you open up space. All you're doing is that when you play, in inverted fullbacks, all you're doing is basically like slowing the game down and allowing Villa to get in position. You're not hurting them down the wings. That's why I would like to see Calafiori play. And under no circumstances would I like to see Zinchenko play. So that's a change I'd definitely like to make. But next week as well, it's going to be kind of like D-Day when it comes to transfers. We need to get Eddie out of here. I couldn't care less whether Jesus is injured or not, because at the end of the day, what's new? What's new?
One thing I'll say, they should have scored via Karma. One thing I'll ask you very quickly before we wrap this up. Why did Reece Nelson get a game today? Because we're trying to get rid of him.
Your guess is as good as mine. Your guess is as good as mine. Saka must have been like, must have had a piano on his back and probably had the sumo wrestlers, basically like suffocating him. Which made him so tired that he had to get on, because that's the only reason why Saka would have been taken off. But the game was won. I think it's, you're looking at it and he said, right, it's probably Arteta's way of saying, yeah, let me get player for a player. We won the game. Just get Reece Nelson, make a bit of a nuisance, waste a bit of time. And that's the thing. But if Eddie Nketiah stays at this football club and doesn't try to force a move to Nottingham Forest, well, that is a complete and utter lack of ambition. Because let's face it, Jesus is injured, and you're basically the backup for Havertz. Smoke that cigarette and let it go. Let it inhale that into your system, because you're as far away from a starting berth in our team as you were before. If I was you, get the hell out of our football club. Same with Reece Nelson. Get the hell out of here and move on with your careers, and let us move on, and let's get that striker in, because I do think that if we don't play with attacking verve and we don't have a striker, I still think that probably the equaliser will be Erling Haaland and City's attacking players. Remember, your mate Savio's there now, plus they got Doku, plus they got Grealish on the bench who can alternate with Doku.
Gundogan
you don't know how but yeah, and that's the thing. They got players they brought back Gundogan. Plus, we're
done, Kenny. We're done. But listen, bless up for coming on. Appreciate it, man. And make sure you follow Kenny Ken 1972 on Insta. And we're out of here. Laters.